Welcome to Sports Dribble podcast powered by Sports Rewind. This week in sport, got lots to get into, fellas. The tidbits, NFL, NRL, baseball, cricket, V8s. It is all happening this week. Davo, how was your weekend, mate?
Pretty busy. Daughter had a 10th birthday party, cricket thrown in as well. So last weekend of cricket, daughter filled in for the under-17s on Friday night for the grand final. They got the win up, so it's three in a row for Narara and the under-17s girls. So they're pretty stoked about that. But that's cricket done for all of us for the season. But then I had about 12 screaming 9 and 10-year-old girls here on Sunday for Ashley's birthday party. So, wow, that was fun. Not.
I hope you had the emails, mate.
Oh, mate. I'll go out and get food. Yep, see you in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Stop by the pub on the way.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. They all had fun. So that's us for all summer. So pretty quiet for winter.
You beauty. What about you, Randall? Baseball season coming up, mate. Any baseball for you?
Yeah, we had some training on Sunday, as usual, mate. You know, the kids and the seniors got their early training in. Saturday, obviously, I was with you. We were at the V8s. I went to the Supercars in at Newcastle. What a spectacle that was, mate.
Was indeed.
Bloody oath, it was good. But I was the same as you, Davo. Friday night we had young bloke had his ninth birthday party. It was slightly delayed from last December when we all got COVID, so he had to cancel it when it was on. So it was a redo. So we had 9-year-old boys Nerf gunning each other until all times of the morning.
Classic.
What about you, mate? What did you
mate,
go
I just had 3 days at the V8s. Wow. I could barely talk. Going to work Monday. Actually went to work for a rest. Feet were killing me. Standing for 3 days, running around all Friday, getting some photos and videos. It was a great weekend. And let's hope Newcastle gets it for a few more years. I know there was a bit of a survey there getting thrown around. If you're a Newcastle or a V8 supporter, make sure you go and take the time to fill it out, whether you're against it or with it. Have your say. But apart from that, mate,
crowd there.
Yeah, what was it? It was 167,000 or something.
Yeah.
It was,
can't complain with that.
So Saturday was by far the busiest day. Friday was probably my favourite day to watch, mainly just qualifying. But, Saturday was chockers.
Good weekend.
We'll chat a bit more about that when we talk about the V8s later on.
I did see, mate. I did see you had a lot of snapshots there too. You took a lot of photos.
Yeah,
it uploaded a bunch to the site. So
yeah, mate. On the YouTube channel, I think I put like about 50 photos to a bit of music and that. So yeah, go and check them out. They're all rear end shots. I'm a big fan of the rear end. So who doesn't like a booty shot? So, yeah, no, there wasn't a great deal, unless you had a pretty good media pass. There wasn't many ideal shots, so pretty lucky. You go.
One that was a bit better than one we had, eh?
Yeah, that's it. So, Friday was good. Got into the pits Friday and got a few shots there, but actually got a little bit of footage of the Red Bull packing that door with dry ice, but we won't talk about that for the Red Bull fans. They'll be a bit disappointed. Let's kick off some tidbits for the week. The tidbits proudly supported by Hawkesbury Brewing Co. Go and check them out. Hawkesbury Brewing Co. Down there at Lisarow. Go and stop in, have a beer, watch some sport on the big screen, and grab a burger or whatever's on the weekends. They have food trucks and all sorts of things in there, so go and check them out. All right, who's kicking us off? Davo, is it?
Yeah, mate, I'm up first. So this one, in 1927, So we're going back a bit. Lou Gehrig had 173 runs batted in. So that's a hell of a season on its own. But Gehrig batted 60 times after Babe Ruth, who'd cleared the bases before him. So that's adds to the type of season Gehrig had. 173, you'd be proud of that any day of the week. But to know that 60 times you've gone up with no one on base and still had that, unbelievable.
Massive stat.
1927, that was your 21st, wasn't it, that year, Davo?
No, 19, mate. I'm not quite that old. Yes.
My bad.
Getting up there, but not quite that old. Because that was Murderers Row, I think, wasn't it? 27 Yankees when
Yeah, something like that.
They had their big year, but yeah, unbelievable.
Was.
So the second one tonight, we've got him back, our GOAT, good old Tony Gwynn. So last year, the National League strikeout leader was Kyle Schwarber with 200. The AL strikeout leader was Suarez with 196. That's just for one season. Tony Gwynn's total strikeouts during the entire decade of the 1990s was 188. So these guys outdid him in 1 year what it took him to do in a decade. So you see footage of Tony Gwynn facing Randy Johnson or something. Johnson's thrown a wicked 0-2 slider, and he's just gone down and got it poked to left field. So the legend that is Tony Gwynn, you just keep finding things on him.
He's a legend. And we do find things day after day on Tony Gwynn, but what a legend. Randall.
So yeah, speaking of Kyle Schwarber, he is now homered in the following games: the World Series, the American League Championship Series, the National League Championship Series, the American League Division Series, the National League Division Series, an AL wildcard game, an NL wildcard game, and now the World Baseball Classic. That's a fair list to tick off, isn't it?
Legend.
That's a lot of key games.
Yeah.
Lots of key games, but I'm going back to the 200 strikeouts he had as well.
Well, yeah, that too. Number 2, next one, into Davo's cricket field. Last test was the first time Smith and Labuschagne both were bowled in the same test innings. I find that pretty remarkable, actually.
They played a few.
They have played a few, so
pretty ordinary shots too. They played.
Well, yeah,
mind you.
I think they both played on, didn't they?
Yeah.
Both chopped onto the stumps, but yeah, I'd be interested to see if that sort of stat exists anywhere else. Like, I would assume that they were caught behind an awful lot, both of them.
Yeah.
Or caught. But yeah, for them both to never be bowled in the same test is pretty phenomenal, really.
And they've played a few tests together too and batted together a lot. So it's not like it's someone who's come in and they've only had 10 or 15 innings together. I reckon these two will be getting close to 100 at least, I'd say. So they've been both around for a while and 2 innings in a match.
Maybe. This one, I saw this one this morning and had to send it on to you guys. Like, this is probably that true meaning for the World Baseball Classic for some of these guys. The 21-year-old Nicaraguan pitcher, old mate Herbert, I'll call him, struck out. Yeah, that whatever you call him. Struck out Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, and Rafael Devers in the one game. Tigers had a scout there at the game, and an hour after the game, he had a contract signed with the Tigers.
Yeah, beauty.
That's pretty cool. From a little South American country, maybe they don't have a lot of scouts down there or whatever. Gets a chance to play in the World Baseball Classic in front of the big people, and gets noticed. Has a good outing, gets noticed, and gets a contract.
They say anything about what numbers, what he got signed for? I haven't seen anywhere.
I haven't seen anything, mate. Yeah. This was just something I come across this morning. I thought, wow, that's true sign of what the World Baseball Classic's all about. some of these
Speaking-
countries getting to showcase what they can do.
Absolutely. Speaking of Juan Soto, did you guys see his bomb today?
I
Yeah,
did
second
end up
decker.
catching up. Didn't miss it, did he?
Did not miss it. That was
like-
upper deck.
Bit
It
like
wasn't as-
Atani's home run against Australia. Did not
Yeah.
miss that either.
No.
I
that
think
was
Atani's
class.
was bigger.
Yeah, way bigger. Way
But that-
bigger.
That's everyone's dreams. That it's like to go on this stage, be seen, and get signed. It's like a 21-year-old. Good on
Yep.
him.
Absolutely.
He was probably just stoked to be able to get to play and play against some of these guys that he was playing against. It was like the picture from Australia the day that struck out Otani.
Yeah.
That's something he'll never forget.
That's it.
Unreal experience. He may never get to throw in the majors or whatever, or in the minor leagues, whatever. But yeah, he got to throw to Otani while Otani's in his prime.
Yeah.
It's not like he's retired from professional ball and come to Australia to play in the ABL or something like that. It's not a rehab game.
Absolutely.
It's a World Baseball Classic game.
Massive.
Love it.
Massive. What about this guy? Old Durangelo. He's going to start as a righty on the Friday, and then on the Saturday he's starting as a lefty. When I first seen this, I thought, oh, they're twins. No, bit of left-right action or right-left action, as the case may be. How good's that?
He
They give him,
throws. Sorry, mate. You go.
I was going to say, you think they'd give him at least a day rest in between, because how's he going to wipe his ass when his arm's hanging on both sides?
He'd probably be too sore on the Sunday, mate. Second day soreness. So, yeah. You think when you think about throwing, though, it is an all body sort of movement. It's not just the arm. So, yeah, I wouldn't like to see him do that when he's older. That's for sure.
That lower half using your legs, but I've seen him throw both right and left-handed, and he can get it up there, both as either arm. So it's not like one is weaker than the other. So just to be able to do that is unbelievable. But to be a starting pitcher 2 days in a row, pretty good.
Imagine going through his career further on, if he could do that and throw. He makes the series, World Series or whatever, and throws game 1, 3, and 5. Yeah, it'd be pretty insane. But
I'd love to see him go against switch hitters, and it's like the battle they could have. They bring in the pitch clocks. It's sort of like he's out there as a right-hander. Now I'm going to switch to be a left-handed hitter. All right, I'm swapping the glove over here. I'm going as a left-handed thrower. Now I'm swapping back over to right-handed hitter.
Oh, that'd do your head in.
Yeah,
Trying to watch that.
Well, they were bringing some sort of ruling about that, weren't they?
I think you had to designate before you pitch to the batter or something like that.
Anyway, good luck to old mate, old Durangelo. What about this guy, Daniel Ricciardo? So last year he finished up his contract, and he's the real winner this year. Imagine getting paid $18 million not to drive that car, then becoming the third driver for Red Bull. So it doesn't even say what he's getting paid here for Red Bull. But yeah, 18 mil from McLaren and not even driving. What a legend.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. From all the rumors and reports I've heard, he might get a run anyway as their third driver, as their second driver, later on in the season. Apparently they weren't happy with Perez, but we'll see what happens there. Oh no,
you
F1
would have a
export.
smile on your face.
Yeah, my word.
Absolutely. He's a legend of a bloke. And that rounds out our tidbits for Hawkesbury Brewing Co. this week. We like to thank them, and we'll be down to have a beer there very soon. All right, fellas, we've got a bit happening this week. NFL, they've got the draft on Monday, so there's trades going on everywhere. Today was a big one. I didn't even realise the draft was this Monday until everybody was sending me stuff today of what's going on. I was like, whoa, what's going on? I better have a look at this. So, yeah, we've got the NFL, NRL, baseball, a bit of cricket and some V8s. Let's go from the top. Let's kick it off with the NFL. Now, what did you guys see today? I know we got sent through a few. What about this guy?
Yeah.
It's big one for him. Old Darnold. So big signings there. What about for the 49ers? What are you thinking here, fellas? Is Purdy going to be back ready to go? I know they're saying 3 months and he'll be throwing again, but
maybe
it's a big one.
I still think they need more of a veteran guy.
Yeah,
Purdy's
agreed.
good as a backup. Darnold hasn't really done much, and with Jimmy G, he's off to Las Vegas. That was another big one that happened today.
Yeah.
So I think they can do better, the 49ers. It's like Purdy did well, but I think he needs another year sort of as a backup and just see where he goes from there. And I don't think Darnold's the answer.
No, he's definitely not the answer. You're better off going with Purdy than him. But I still think Purdy's he's not anything more than the number 2.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about number 2s. What about your bloke there, Randall? Lamar Jackson?
Yeah,
mate. There's been not much action there. No one signed him.
No.
I know the New York Jets have been chasing him. What's going on?
The Jets were chasing Rodgers, weren't they?
Rodgers,
yeah. They're waiting to hear from Rodgers, I think, too, aren't they? They're all up in the air. What's he going to do? Look, I don't know. I get that feeling. Maybe there's a bit of a conspiracy going on between the owners and with Lamar Jackson. They don't want to throw anything out there.
Yeah.
Like let Baltimore do what they have to do, and if they don't sign him, then
it's crazy. You got all these quarterbacks getting thrown around here, there, and everywhere.
You look at what Wilson got. Like that's overpaying massively.
Well, what did Darnold get? 67 mil or something today?
Something, yeah, but it's not all guaranteed and all that sort of stuff. Like,
yeah, right, okay.
And the way Wilson underperformed getting that money, I think you do have owners now that are a bit skeptical to throw that sort of money around, considering in a way how injury prone Jackson can be.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want to give up the draft picks. So they're probably just waiting.
Yeah, look, I think the Ravens traded someone away today. He was on like a $7 million contract or something, and that $7 million just freed him up enough to get Lamar in under their franchise tag number. So they haven't got room under their cap at the moment to go to what Lamar's asking either.
Yeah,
but I think only me and Nufty that it's all based around that guaranteed money number.
Yeah,
I don't think they want to go 100% guaranteed money. Like,
fair enough.
Who would?
We know the salary cap goes up soon too. Like, I don't know 100% when it is, but in the next couple of years, that salary cap's going to go back up again. Why not take a shorter contract with an option or something at the end, and maybe not 100% of that money guaranteed? And he's saying, "Oh, I really want to stay here, and I want to talk to him on good faith and all this sort of bullshit." But maybe you should show some, and in a couple of years when that cap goes up, ask for even more again.
Yeah,
prove yourself. They're worried. He keeps getting hurt. Team
guy.
He keeps getting hurt. Prove that you can stay healthy. That's the biggest thing. Who wants to touch him with the track record at the moment?
Yeah, that's it.
But
not for the money he's asking.
Is he hurting himself by not having an actual manager, doing all the dealings himself?
Probably.
He hasn't got that. I guess it's not really a third person that's independent, they're still obviously trying to get the best for you because they get more. But they're talking to the club and they can see when there is no more room to move.
Yeah.
Where for him, he's just single-minded that no, that's what I want. That's it.
Where's Scott Boris when you need him?
Yeah, that's it. So
just reading here about Jimmy G. It was him that got the 67.5 mil. So he's getting a 3-year 67.5 mil deal with 34 mil guaranteed. So that's with the Raiders.
That's only 50% of that money guaranteed. So no.
And what about these guys? The Cowboys.
Who cares? Everybody hates the Cowboys.
Cowboys are doing nothing again.
They're the Manly Seagulls at the NFL.
Yeah.
They are. Let's
with the bankroll of Oakland Athletics at the moment.
Yeah.
They don't want to trade anyone.
Yeah. They're even holding on to their garbage bins. Righto. NFL, I'm excited for the draft. I always like to watch it. Always good to see, young kids getting signed. And
wasn't the number one pick traded away?
It was.
I can't even remember who had the number one draft pick, but I know they traded it away for more options anyway.
I was just trying to look there, Davo, in our group chat, and I couldn't go back that far. But it was, there was 3 or 4 trades, and it was something like 2020. It was up to like 2025 or something as well. Yeah. So it wasn't even just this year. It was, I can't find it, but we'll find it.
But the draft will be interesting because I don't know if there's really been any standouts that are going to go that everyone's gone, he's locked as number one draft pick. Yeah. So I'm sure we'll hear the chatter over the weekend more so, but no names of sort of college or anything have jumped out at us.
No, I did watch a few Instagram reels today of a few of the top prospects. Nothing for me to stand out as number one signing or anything like that. So it'll be interesting to watch. Righto, NRL. Who's that's your segment, Randall, is it?
Can be.
I can't remember.
It's a bit of everybody.
Righto. Hit me with some.
So big weekend in the NRL. I had an absolute shocker with tipping yet again. Don't know how you guys all went, but I did not get very many right again.
I was 4 for 8, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So you're the same as me. It wasn't good. Thursday night, Penrith, they found their form, knocking over the Bunnies 16-10. They've really come good. They've struggled the last few weeks, so to see them turn it around, that's good. The Sharks defeated Parramatta 30-26. The Broncos, they've kept their win going. 28-16 winners over the Cowboys. They look good.
Yeah, they're 2 for 2, aren't they? And the Eels are 0-2. So I don't know if it's worrying signs there yet, but not good to start the season 0-2.
It's tough though when you play Melbourne Storm and Cronulla. You're probably playing 2 teams that are going to be pushing for top 4. So it's only round 2. We'll see what happens from there. But they're costly. Those sort of wins aren't they?
Yeah.
The Roosters, they got over the Warriors 20-12.
With some infighting.
With a bit of infighting. Yeah, it was interesting to see what will happen there. Because
Tedesco, he won't want to move, and you got the new bloke who just was the hog and didn't want to pass the ball. So
young Suwali. So two high-profile players in that team that the old warhorse of Tedesco and the new pup. So that'll be interesting to see where that goes. Bloody Dolphins. Who are these blokes? They've won again. They're 2-0.
Yeah.
They had a 20-14 win over the Raiders. I tell you what, the Dolphins, they're going to be 3-0 after this week. So,
Yeah, playing the Knights.
yeah, Knights have got.
Oh, Thought
I
they
think
had
they've
to
got.
buy.
Yeah, they might as well. I think Knights have got 10 of their actual first graders out with injury or suspension. So they're in all sorts of trouble.
Well, they all went to Delaney again.
No, they must have been, mate. Must have been. They're all in the one cubicle together, all 10 of them. The Bulldogs, bit of a surprise there over beating the Storm, Davo, 26-12.
Didn't
You would have
back
been
that.
cheering.
I was, but not from a footy tipping point of view.
Nah.
I didn't give after the way they were in round one, playing the Storm down there. I didn't give them much hope. So it was good to see, though.
Yeah, it
They'll
was.
win again this week too, mate.
They got the Tigers, have they?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Tigers might as well just get kicked out of the comp now.
Yeah.
Saves them getting the wooden spoon.
All
Hey,
right.
don't be like
Send them
that.
back to be the Magpies.
Yeah, bring back the Magpies, Western Suburbs. Speaking of the poor old Tigers, they got beat by the Knights 14-12. And it was actually 14-6 until I think the last 30 seconds or something of the game when the Tigers scored. So I think the Knights held out for about 10 to 15 minutes with only 12 players on the field at the back end. They I think Kalen Ponga got knocked out in the first 90 seconds. So he was gone for the game. They lost their hooker. I think he was in the first 10, 15 minutes, I think, something like that. So he was gone. They lost Tyson Frizzell to an ankle injury in the second half. So I think they lost Jack Johns as well. So they had their
they gave the Tigers every chance, even in the last 90 seconds or something, when instead of putting the ball in the touch, mate just kicks it out on the full.
Yeah, and gives the ball straight back to him.
It's like what? So the poor Tigers.
Yeah, their wheels have fallen off already, and it's only round 2.
They're rubbish.
I don't know. Is it something to do with trying? You've got Sheens there who's coaching this year. Benji will be taking over after that, but Benji's now the assistant this year. Is that causing mixed messages, or is that causing unrest or anything like that? Do you think?
I think it'd have to be because they've probably got different coaching styles, and Benchy'd probably want to put his stamp on it, and then Sheen's the old guard thinking, no, it's my way. I've got him this year, so surely there'd have to be a bit of infighting and unsettled team.
Yeah,
I'd imagine so. Didn't you say last week, Randall, there was a bit of chaos going on there? Supposedly
they've been arguing and not getting along, but there's something definitely going on there with the Tigers. Like I think after the game, Jackson Hastings, now playing for the Knights, who was at the Tigers last year, he came across in a player swap with David Clemmer. Yeah, so he got penalised for a high shot on Tommy Talau, I think it was. And Tommy Talau went off for a head assessment and ended up being ruled out for the rest of the game with a head knock. Hastings did an interview with Fox Sports after the game, and then talked about it and said he was upset with him over it, but it was an accident. These things happen. And he turned around and walked away from the camera and went over to Tommy Talau to apologise for it. And Tommy Talau got up and shirt fronted him, grabbed him by the shirt and gave him a spray, and a security guard actually had to come and pull him apart.
Yeah, right.
And then David Clemmer come running in.
Well, so, I loved the report that said Clemmer did more yards running to get into that fight than what he did during the whole match.
Yeah, he only ran for 81 metres
81 metres.
Or something.
Yeah,
that was the old fossil Buzz Rothfield said that, I think, the other night. But yeah, it was just really, really bizarre. Like, they were teammates last year, and they were at each other like for nothing, like just for saying, sorry, mate, I hope you're all right. And he was really upset about it. So a bit interesting, but it's footy, isn't it? It's a contact sport. People get worked up. And
where's the old days of going back to the other team shed and having a beer with them?
That doesn't exist anymore, mate.
Come on, mate. What happens out on the field happens out on the field. Go and have a beer.
That's exactly right. And then the final game was the Dragons had their first game of the season and started off with a win, 32-18 over the Titans. So good start for them. I don't know how they're going to go this year, but, is what it is. They're the Dragons. They'll choke somewhere along the line.
Top of the table, mate.
Top of the table.
They'll finish 10th or something like they always do.
Yeah,
the Dragon supporters, they're nearly as bad as Para supporters that they're out buying grand final tickets already.
Yeah, they've had the bye and a win.
Yep.
Against a team that's probably going to finish in the bottom 4. So, yeah, upcoming games this week. There should be some good cracking games. Manly on Thursday night versus Parramatta. So 1st versus 16th. Realistically, on paper, you look at that game and that should be, 2 top 8 teams going at it. So that should be a good game. Parramatta need to win. There's no doubt about it. They need to win.
That's an old Tooheys that, isn't it? Manly versus Para.
Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah,
Para?
you're right.
Yeah, one of the old ones.
Yeah.
Some quality ads.
Second place Dolphins take on the 11th place Knights. That'll be a bloodbath. The Roosters Rabbitohs, that looks to be a good game on Friday night, the main game at 8 o'clock. Storm Titans, well, I'm assuming Storm should run all over them.
Yep.
Cowboys Warriors. Warriors are sitting in 7th place, so I know it's only second week, but, I don't know, with them being, it's back in Townsville, so I expect the Cowboys to be too
Cowboys good. should get up at home. But if it was over there,
different story.
Yeah,
definitely. Broncos Dragons, that'll show you where the Dragons are at. I think Broncos have proved themselves the last 2 weeks that they're a contending team. I think they have lost 1 or 2 players. I know Corey Oates has broken jaw. There might have been somebody else hurt too, but yeah, Dragons will have to be pretty good to beat the Broncos, I think.
Yeah.
And then you two guys are going at it on Sunday at 4 o'clock. The Dirty Dogs versus the Pussycat Tigers.
Wow.
Where's that a Danes or Homebush, is it?
It's actually at Belmore.
Oh, going back to Belmore.
If you don't put 40 on a Stavo, there's something wrong.
Yeah, they are short. They are only $1.42, the Doggies.
Right.
That's still a higher price than what Roosters were against Dolphins first up.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, that was a big one.
True.
You blokes called it out too. You said get on him. I hope
Davo did. I wasn't so sure, but
I hope our 3 listeners got that little tip there and
got on it.
Back to Belmore. It's good to see. They should be having more games at Belmore.
Yeah. Same as Leichhardt on the weekend. That's great to see him back there playing there.
Yeah.
And it was packed. It was absolutely chockers. Like you looked on the hill, that hill was absolutely chockers for 2 teams that probably are going to struggle this year with the Knights and the Tigers. That was good that people still turn up and watch, especially at somewhere like Leichhardt.
And I think you still need those sort of grounds for those games every so often. Like, fair enough taking it to Homebush or out to Parramatta where you've got bigger stadium, or Allianz now where you've got bigger stadiums for the money and all that. But it wouldn't have the same atmosphere. It's like, as you say, Leichhardt packed, 15,000 at Leichhardt? I don't know
Probably,
what it fits.
But
you take that to Allianz or Homebush, 15,000. And it's empty. It's got no atmosphere. So glad they've still got a few games at the old spiritual home grounds.
It's like when they throw something on at the old Central Coast Stadium, the old Blue Tongue Stadium. It's always good to see. Like you went to the Matildas not long ago, Davo, and different sporting events they have on there. It's great to watch sport from, but it's also good to get it out in the areas that haven't got teams like the Central Coast. That have a big following with either Newcastle or Central Coast or Sydney teams, because you're just stuck in there in the middle.
Yeah,
it's always good. Yeah. Righto, fellas. What else is going on for the NRL? Was that it?
That's it, mate.
Games. Well, this week is the multicultural week as well. There's 63 nations represented across the NRL, so it's a big one for that. And obviously, a lot of those are New Zealanders or Pacific Islanders, and I think 10% in the NRL are Aboriginals as well, from what I read today. So pretty cool to have that on this week, and supporting all the different cultures and teams in the NRL.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully they got some cool jerseys as well. I don't know if they are or not. Usually they do some sort of jersey for different things like that. So I haven't seen whether or not there is. But it should be a couple of good games this weekend.
Watch this space.
Yeah, I guess. What about for the cricket, Davo? Any cricket news for us, mate?
The fourth test over in India ended in a draw, as it was predicted, since they were playing on a road. If the ICC graded the previous pitches poor, then surely this one's got to be rated poor as well. So with the draw, we lost 2-1. But at least getting that win allows us to play in the Test series in July, which will be against India, because Sri Lanka needed to beat New Zealand in both games to get them into it. But they had another last ball sort of loss over in New Zealand, which was a lot better test to watch than ours. So it'll be Australia, India, nations 1 and 2 for this. Don't even know what it's called. It's like
the World Test Championship, I think it is.
Yeah. There you go.
World Test Cup,
but
and that's played in England, isn't it?
In England, yeah, neutral territory. So it should be pretty good to see how that goes. But I think the Aussie selectors are eating a bit of humble pie. With good old Travis Head performing the way he did over the last couple of tests, and the way they dropped him for the first test, thinking, oh no, he's had issues on the subcontinent and all this. But good on him for going out there and showing that he is a quality bat. So that's it for tests for a while. We've got some one-dayers coming up against India now, which should be pretty good. The Women's Premier League is going over in India. I've just sent through you guys a little video. Sophie Eccleston, one of the worst DRS reviews you'll ever see. She's adamant. She's gone up for it, and Shane Watson would be proud of this. So she's bowling. She's talked Alyssa Healy into it, and straight away you can just see her hiding behind Healy. They've gone to it. Hasn't even hit the pad. It's hit the middle of the bat. So that was sort of a non-highlight, and I say Watto would be proud of that one. So,
Absolutely.
but they're doing well. The Women's Premier League over there, it's getting good crowds, good TV. So it's great for the game. So, but pretty much that's where we're at for cricket at the moment. You just seen it?
How good is it, Randall?
Watching it right now.
Turn it around. I can't screen share it, so you might as well turn it around. Actually, is it on Messenger, Davo?
Yeah.
You said on Messenger?
Yeah.
It was good to see Cameron Green. Oh, my God. It couldn't have come out any more of the middle.
Yeah.
That good, eh?
Oh, that is atrocious.
But,
let's have a quick look.
Yeah, you're right. Cameron Green, it was good to see him get his maiden ton.
Yeah, he batted well. It's good to see him back and fit. Who else batted well? Oh, Kawaja as well.
Uzi, wow. You're solid. Even the last pair between showed how much of a road it was when you had Nathan Lyon and Murphy put on a 50-run partnership between them.
Yeah.
So
that was good.
Good way to finish.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this. I just figure out how to do this screen share again. Here we go.
Yeah, I had a mate send it to me earlier tonight. So.
All right, here we go. Can you see that?
It even sounds.
Just Woody as.
Sophie Eccleston is looking at Elisa Haley. Elisa Haley isn't completely convinced, but she's gone for the review.
Oh, no.
And she's just realised she knows what's happened.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW.
It's hit the
We
middle
were
of the
not
bat.
out. It's a fair delivery. Can I get front on spin vision, please?
Oh,
Just looks like bat. Just confirm it.
Oh, it looks like that. Looks like
Oh.
that. What do you mean? It looks like that, mate. That's
But-
just right out of the middle.
Even when when you watch it for the first time, you just hear it. It's like, hang on, that's wood, that's bat. And
Yeah.
the commentators said, that's hit the middle of the bat. So, yeah,
that's classic.
Shane Watson would be proud.
Looks like bat. It's because it hit right in the centre.
I'd love to see a hot spot on that. Right out of the screws.
All right, that's our cricket. Nice. We got a couple of things still to talk about. Let's kick it over to the baseball, and I definitely want to add this one in straight up. How about those Aussies, hey? First time through the quarterfinals.
Unreal.
Proud to be an Aussie baseballer, that's for sure. They've had a tremendous first round. They've won 3 and lost that one to Japan, but some quality baseball in the
So good to see.
WBC.
Yeah,
You guys
that's unreal,
catch
isn't
much
it?
of the games?
Yeah, I watched all their games except for the China game. I think it
Is
might
that
have been
the
on
one
early
that-
morning.
That was the one where they flogged them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the only bad game there was the Japan game, and 7-1 is not a massive scoreline, so they did hold them.
Yeah, They
Not
settled
when it's-
well, though.
Yeah.
Like
It's 3-0
they
after
were
the
nervous.
first 3
Yeah,
hitters.
that's right. So, and it was 5-0 after 2 digs or something. So, like you could see nerves was part of it, but after that, they contained them pretty well. So, and to at least get one run across the board, like facing that Japanese starter would have been difficult. He had pretty much no leg kick whatsoever. He'd sort of go the wind up, go behind him, come up and boom, straight through. And when he's throwing 95 miles an hour and then throwing a filthy splitter off the table with no leg kick and nothing to get your timing on, it is what it is, but it's just great to see them get through.
I watched one of their Instagram lives, and they were having batting practice 3 hours before the game there, before that Japan game. There's 40,000 people in there watching them have batting practice. It was insane. Imagine the atmosphere of that crowd when they played Japan and when Shoei hit that home run. Like, the whole place would have been on fire.
But
speaking of
was
Shoei's
the
home run,
Yep.
you go.
We're probably going to mention the same thing, the home run ball. How
Yeah.
this got passed around by the crowd so they could all take a photo with it, and then it made its way back to the lady who got it first up. Like, I can't imagine that happening in America, but it just, how awesome was that it just, the respect for the game and everything over there is that they all got their moment with the ball and then passed it back. So
it's pretty cool, isn't it? Like, I don't think there's any country in the world that would have that same reaction.
No.
Yeah, I know. I think I think I heard yesterday that Australia now leads the World Baseball Classic for most home runs by a team.
home runs. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we had two players with 3 or something like that, or 3 players with 2.
Don't know how that went today with US flogging
Canada.
sort of Canada.
Oh, someone actually, there was another big score, Korea, I think 22-2 or something over China. So maybe that's
I did
changed things
hear
up a
that
bit.
as in the Czech Republic game yesterday, they mentioned how Australia was leading in home runs.
Yeah, which is sort of surprising. I thought, like, took me by surprise. But I don't know about you guys, but I like their style of play too at the moment. They're really, I don't know what it is. It's exciting.
Yeah. No, I've enjoyed watching it. I did enjoy watching USA get beat as well. That was pretty cool to watch.
Mexico doing that.
The Mexicans absolutely crushed them. It was 11-4 or something. Was it 11-5 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even Great Britain. Great Britain's made it through to the next stage.
Yeah. How about their budget? I know lots of people talking about their jerseys and that. Yeah, whatever. They don't have a quality jersey. They had a 20 grand budget for the team. Like, that's ridiculous. They wouldn't have even their flights. Like,
sounds like the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Where the starting pitcher was a firefighter or something. So he said, he's a true hero because he's at home saving lives, and then in his spare time he's out here throwing 85, 88 miles an hour on the mound.
Yeah, not good on him.
It's crazy, isn't it, those sort of stories? It's like what we touched on in that tidbit, just these people getting to have a crack and getting to play at the highest level for their country, without it being in the Olympics anymore. And yeah, you get to see all these cool stories of these guys.
Yeah, taking annual leave to be able to sort of go there.
Yeah.
Not being paid for it. It's sort of like the allowance was pretty much your flights and accommodation.
Yeah.
So
having to get loans and fundraise just to try and go and represent your country, like it's almost unheard of. Can you imagine that for cricket or something like that? Oh yeah, sorry, you're going to represent Australia in a men's tournament, but you can't get paid. You got to find your own way there. You got to foot half the accommodation bill. Like that'd be.
But still a thrill for them. Like actually, when you saw the difference in the crowds when we played Czech Republic, the Tokyo Dome was empty, except for a few there. But against the Japan game, so it would have been like that for all the teams that played Japan. Those Czech Republic guys, imagine that going to a full house, the music's going, the everything's roaring. What a thrill that would have been for them! Like just to be on that stage, to say you've been there, face those guys, and didn't one guy strike out Atani like through nothing harder than 70 something? So there's like a thrill for him for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what's Australia got? Cuba next, haven't they? They come up against Cuba. Is it tomorrow or the next day? I think it might be tomorrow.
I don't think.
No, it's Thursday.
I think it's a couple of days. Yeah,
it's Thursday. Yeah, definitely Thursday.
That's a winnable game because Cuba's not the powerhouse they used to be.
No, that's right.
You sort of try and have a look through their list of current major league players, and like obviously I saw Yohan Moncada was one, but there was only a couple of notable MLB players. So
that'll be good. Good luck with the Aussies.
Yeah, we can definitely match it with them.
Yeah, and that's chatting with Ando on Sunday, and he said the same thing. He said if we're coming up against Cuba, like we're every chance to go that little bit further.
Yeah. So is that a must-win game, or is it another pool game? That's a must-win game, and then
elimination game.
Elimination from now on.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, good luck to the Aussie team. We'll be cheering them on.
Because after that, it's going to get real tough.
Yeah.
We'll be playing the winner of one of the other two pools if we win.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough because you're going to be looking at someone like Dominican Republic, USA, Venezuela, Mexico.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Bring it on.
Which is awesome. Like I really hope they get there because that's a great experience for those guys.
And that's in America, I think, too, isn't it? I know this next game against Cuba is at the Tokyo Dome. Is it Tokyo Dome still?
The next game is still in Tokyo, and then it goes to the States, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
What a thrill that'd be for all the guys. Like win this game and then go to America. Like I know some are going over there for their spring training anyway for minor leaguers, but still for the ABL guys and all that, just to be able to make it there would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, then they'll go to Florida. They'll go to Miami.
Yeah.
After this next game, the rest is played in Miami. So
Unreal. Oh, good luck, Aussies.
Marlin
We'll be
Stadium
cheering
might
you
get
on.
a decent crowd.
Doubt it.
No, they got to do it once in the
Yeah,
whole
they
season.
will. They will. They will. Yeah. Righto. That's it for our baseball. None of us watched much MLB this week, spring training. We all watched World Baseball Classic, so we're not going to really touch on that.
17 days. 17
Yeah, I was
days
about
till
to say
opening day, I think.
Counting
got a
down.
couple more weeks, so bring on that opening day weekend. I know there's a bit of a local fantasy draft here Sunday night. A few of the newie boys have added a few of us in here to a fantasy league. Voidy, mate, you don't know what you got yourself in for. Look out, Randall's coming off. Randall, did you end up beating Davo, or did Davo beat you last year?
I'm sure I won, mate.
Yeah, by, I think, 1 point or something.
half a point.
It was, yeah.
Coming off a fresh win. I probably won't worry about too much with the points on my end. I didn't sort of worry the scorers too much when I was involved with ours, but
That's what you get picking Giants players.
Yeah. It's always a good bit of banter.
It's always good when you're the last draft pick too, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I get the last one, did I?
I don't remember, but I know I got first. That's all I remember.
Yeah, big showy. Took number 1. Anyway. Righto. What about the V8s, Randall? It was a massive 3 days at the V8s at Newcastle on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Friday was a day of qualifying. You had the
practice races.
Yeah, Touring Car Masters, which going up Watt Street was absolutely phenomenal. Cannot reproduce that sound anywhere. Further you walk up the hill underneath the sort of awnings of the shops and all the different things, it just got louder and louder and louder. But watching those things fly up the hill, and then you had the Aussie race cars. We had a couple of newie people in that. Charlotte Pointing did quite well on the Friday and Saturday, and then was racing really well and got caught up in a little bit of a bingle, 5-car bingle.
That was a big one. Red flag the race, didn't it?
Yeah. So that was race ending for them. Then you've got the Dunlop Series 2 and 3 series in the Dunlop. So some of the older cars, and then also the new Gen 3 cars in that next level down from the V8s, and then the Supercars. I was lucky enough to be able to go in the pits on Friday, get a little bit of footage, and it was pretty awesome to watch these things up close, changing tyres and how the teams worked. I'm not an overly huge V8s fan or motorsport fan by any means, but it was unreal watching it live and watching how the teams did things. Friday, it was a lot of different practice laps, and there was plenty going on, plenty to see. And then Saturday, there was different qualifiers and racing. What did you take out of it on the Saturday, Randall?
Yeah, mate, it was good to see it back in Newcastle. I think we've missed it for the last 2 or 3 years, sort of thing, and 2 years. It was just so well organised as well. That's something I did take away from it. Just people get in and out of the place, everything about the day, everything was good. I really enjoyed it. It was great to see the new cars, the new Gen 3 cars getting around. Disappointed, as everybody is. Everyone wants to see a good bingle. Someone gets smashed up and, yellow flags and safety cars out. But, on the Saturday, not a single safety car in the Supercars. It's unheard of in Newcastle. Street circuit.
Nearly anywhere it's unheard of.
First race of the season. new cars.
Yeah.
You know, they still raced hard. They all raced really hard, but you get that feeling they weren't quite as aggressive as they would normally be if, you know, it was
For sure.
if it was like it has been where it's the last round of the year, you know, in the car they know that like the back of their hand. You know, all the cars are, you know, very similar. You know,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it
I'm
was
talking
good.
about
I enjoyed it.
They're talking about changing the brake bias and things like that. It's nothing like the old cars, you know, not like a knob that you push down anymore. Like it's back to the old school twisting and
Winding.
turning to adjust different levels. So
Yeah,
that'll take a little bit of getting used to. Also, the heat in the new Camaros apparently especially for Red Bull, is quite hot. They got penalised on the Saturday for pumping a bit of dry ice in the driver's side door. As I said, I've got a bit of footage of that. That will make my video that I am making up because
unknowingly captured some footage.
yeah. So got a bit of footage on the Friday. Not aware at all, but yeah. So he lost his points on. Well, both of the cars lost their points on the Saturday, which for those in the Red Bull Racing team, unlucky, bit unfortunate, but there you go.
It showed the Camaros. It's up there with the Mustang. Like,
Yeah,
so
sure.
it should be a good year for any of the parties, but at least the cars are comparable, so it should make for a good season of racing.
yeah,
Yeah, like I think on the Sunday, Van Gisbergen was a fair way back. He was making up some stupid number of seconds per lap on the cars ahead of him. Like
yeah.
he was super fast.
That chase of Chas Mostert in the end. We were up in the top of the Repco area for the end race, and you just seen the gap getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it was over 3 or 4 laps that he caught up. Fresher tyres, and yeah.
The bloke can drive. There's no two ways about it. He can drive. So
yeah, Sunday was good.
He's the pinnacle driver in the V8s at the moment. Like, and really, he's clear cut above everybody else.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most disappointing is that, you know, Scotty McLaughlin left and went to the States, because between the two of them, they were level pegged there at that top end of drivers, and behind them there wasn't much. Yeah. Now with McLaughlin gone, there's no one really that's going to challenge him.
Yeah.
For him to keep getting better, he's probably going to have to leave and go overseas and race in a different circuit. You know, the Australian stuff's just too easy for him almost.
But be like those that were before him. Ambrose was one of the first, and then like Whincup, he didn't go so much, but McLaughlin as well. So it's just that new challenge, because how do you, if you're doing so well, how do you keep that aggression going to push yourself, knowing I can have an easy day today, I'm still probably going to win.
Yeah. Nah, it was good to see. As you said, Randall, lots of people getting in there at Newcastle. Public transport was good getting in. It was packed on the trams, and but everyone was sort of free flowing with it and jumped on and off, without any dramas. I had the concerts there on the Friday and Saturday night. I believe there was only one lot of dramas, and it wasn't actually inside the V8. It was outside at one of the pubs. So quality to see. Yeah, not much action with the law there. So always good. But
good weekend.
Can't wait to get there for next year if it's on. I'll be there for the 3 days again. It was fantastic. And if you're a local and haven't been before, get there. It's well worth it, even if you go for a day or get a 3-day pass and go to the concerts and go for a day of the V8s. Well worth the money, that's for sure.
Have to make sure you get up here next year, Davo.
Yeah, well, that's it. As cricket final, well, it all depends on the timing of it with cricket finals and everything. So,
Yeah.
fingers crossed again.
Yeah, for sure. Righto, fellas. Anything else happening in sport this week that you want to touch on?
Grand finals, mate. Baseball grand finals on the coast. Central
You
Coast
beauty.
grand finals are on.
Who's in?
Wildcats in all
First
five.
grade. They're all 5, are they?
Yeah,
So no, first grade, yeah, Wildcats Rebels. Second grade, Wildcats,
Wildcats
Rebels.
Third grade,
Third grade,
Wildcats Pirates.
Pirates. Yep.
Fourth grade is Wildcats versus Wildcats. And fifth grade is Wildcats versus Pirates again.
Pirates. Yeah, cool.
Come on, you Pirates and Rebels.
Yeah, that's it.
Get
I'm
it
hearing
going.
you.
And for
I'm
those
hearing you.
Wildcat supporters out there, good luck as well.
Yeah.
Good luck next year. You'll win
Yeah,
fourth
no.
grade. We'll give
It's
you
like
fourth
me.
grade.
It's like me cheering for Belmont. I can't do that. All right, fellas. Have a good week. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good.